Hello friends, I am Dr. Ashish Agrawat. In this video, I am going to talk about the lipid storage disorders. They are also called as the sphingolipidosis. Sphingolipidosis. Because here there is an accumulation of sphingolipids. You can also watch my video regarding the sphingolipids. Okay, and watch it. Link is given in the description and also in the suggestion box. The enzymes that degrade these sphingolipids, they are genetically deficient. So there is accumulation of these sphingolipids inside the lysosome. So they are also called as the lysosomal storage disorder. Okay, they are the part of this lysosomal storage disorders. Now I will draw the diagram of this metabolism of sphingolipids. Okay, so first is a GM1, that is a ganglioside. Okay, the structure of this GM1 is there is a galactose, there is N-acetyl galactosamine plus galactose. Here there is a sialic acid, N-acetyl uraminic acid. Here there is a glucose and ceramide. Okay, you can see. So here GM1 is converted to GM2 and enzyme is beta galactosidase. Enzyme is beta galactosidase. So you can see here this galactose group will be removed from the GM1 and it will form the GM2. So what will be the structure of GM2? There is the N-acetyl galactose, NaNA, glucose and ceramide. Now there is the removal of this N-acetyl galactose. So here this enzyme for the removal of N-acetyl galactose is hexaminidase A. Hexaminidase A. Okay. So it will be converted to GM3. So the structure is galactose, glucose and ceramide. Clear? Okay. Now this GM3 is converted to lactosyl ceramide. Now this NANA group is removed. The enzyme is neuraminidase. Neuraminidase. Okay. So what is this lactosyl ceramide? It is made up of galactose, glucose and ceramide. Clear? Now this galactose group is removed by the enzyme called as the galactosidase and it will form the glucose plus ceramide. Okay, and then this glucose group is removed by the enzyme called as the glucosidase. Okay, and it will form the ceramide. Clear? So far clear? Now here from sphingomyelin by the enzyme called as the sphingomyelinase. Removal of phosphocholine group and it will form the ceramide. While ceramide itself broken down to sphingosine plus fatty acid. The enzyme is ceramidase. Okay. Also, there is a galactose ceramide which is sulfated, is converted to galactose ceramide by removal of sulfur group. Okay, and enzyme is aryl sulfatase A. Okay, and this galactose ceramide is converted to ceramide and removal of galactose by the enzyme called as the beta galactosidase. Alright, here this lactosyl ceramide can be also formed from the globocyte. Okay, so I will draw the diagram. This globocyte, that is made up of ceramide, glucose, galactose, and N-acetyl galactose. Okay, so it is made up of 4 sugar units. So here this 4 sugar units is converted to removal of N-acetyl galactose, lead to galactose, glucose and ceramide, which is called as a ceramide trihexoside. Right? So here the enzyme for removal of N-acetyl galactose is hexaminidase A and B. Remember, here there is hexaminidase A, here there is hexaminidase A and B. Okay, and this ceramide trihexoside is converted to lactosyl ceramide and remover of this galactose. And here this enzyme is called as a alpha galactosidase. Okay, so this group is removed and it will form the lactosyl ceramide. Clear? Now why this is important? Because there are various diseases that are associated with it. Okay, so if this beta galactosidase, this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the GM1 gangliosidosis. Okay, here accumulation of GM1 will occur because of deficiency of this enzyme. It will lead to GM1 gangliosidosis. If this hexaminidase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Tay-Sachs disease. Okay, clear? If this sphingomyelinase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Niemann-Pick disease. Okay, if this ceramidase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Farber disease. Right? If this aryl sulfatase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the metachromatic leukodystrophy. Okay, if this beta galactosidase enzyme deficient, it will lead to the Krabbe disease. Okay, and if this hexaminidase A and B is deficient, A is deficient, it will lead to Tay-Sachs disease. If A and B both are deficient, it will lead to the Sandhoff disease. And if alpha galactosidase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to very important disease, that is Fabry disease. Okay, this Fabry disease very frequently asked in the USMLE exam or foreign medical graduate exam or NEET PG exam in the subject of pediatric, medicine and biochemistry. Okay, remember. Okay, and if there is glucosidase enzyme is deficient, okay, that is, or glucocerebrosidase, that is lead to the Gaucher disease. This Gaucher disease also frequently asked in the competitive exams. Okay, so this is all about the different type of sphingolipidosis. Now we will see the clinical features of each of these diseases. Okay. So this is a diagram. You can take the screenshot of this. It is very well explained here. So if here enzyme is beta galactosidase, if this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to GM1 gangliosidosis. And what are the features? Features like mental retardation, cherry red spots, okay, hepatosplenomegaly will be there. Okay. Now very important here, this enzyme hexaminidase. If this hexaminidase A, if this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Tay-Sachs disease. Now what are the clinical features of Tay-Sachs disease? There will be cherry red spot on macula. Okay. Then there is hyperacusis, macrocephaly, and there will be no hepatosplenomegaly. Remember this. There is no hepatosplenomegaly in case of Tay-Sachs disease. While its counterpart, that is called as the Niemann-Pick disease. Niemann-Pick disease, there will be hepatosplenomegaly. That is the differentiate point. Okay. Here, conversion of glucocerebroside to ceramide enzyme is called glucocerebrosidase. Okay. If this enzyme is deficient, or glucosidase. If this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the very important disease that is called as the Gaucher disease. Gaucher disease. Now you have to remember this Gaucher disease. This is because it is frequently asked in the exam. So what are the features of Gaucher disease? There will be hepatosplenomegaly. Hepatosplenomegaly. Because accumulation of this glucocerebroside in the reticular endothelial system. Okay, so abdomen becomes enlarged. Then there will be pancytopenia, decrease hemoglobin, decrease RBC production, decrease platelet. That will lead to the bleeding tendency. Okay, because why this pancytopenia? Because infiltration of this glucocerebroside into bone marrow. Then there is a very important features that cytoplasm becomes wrinkled tissue paper appearance. Wrinkled tissue paper appearance. Okay, you can see in the photograph also wrinkled tissue paper appearance. Okay, that is very important feature. Patient will have a bone pain. Okay, so patient will have abdominal distension, bone pain, pancytopenia. Okay, so that will be a feature of Gaucher disease. Clinically, in microscope, there will be wrinkled tissue paper appearance of the cytoplasm, and also there is a Erlenmeyer flask deformity. This Erlenmeyer is nothing but a conical shaped flask found by the German scientist, and Erlenmeyer flask deformity. It is a X-ray finding that femur is shaped like Erlenmeyer flask or conical flask. You can also see the photograph of Erlenmeyer flask. So Erlenmeyer flask, wrinkled tissue paper appearance, pancytopenia, hepatomegaly, bone pain, all are the features of Gaucher disease. There is no cherry red spot. There is no cherry red spot. Okay, unlike Tay-Sachs disease and Niemann-Pick disease, there is a cherry red spot. In Gaucher disease, there is no cherry red spot. Okay, there is no cherry red spot in Gaucher and Fabry disease. Okay, remember, we will see about Fabry disease in some time. So there is no cherry red spot. Instead, there is a pseudo cherry red spots are seen. Okay, there is no mental retardation. Okay, but there are three forms. There are infantile form also. There is adult form of the Gaucher disease also. In infantile form, mental disability can be seen. Okay, but as such, in adult there is no mental retardation, no cherry red spots. So hepatomegaly, pancytopenia, wrinkled tissue appearance, Erlenmeyer flask deformity. These are all the features of Gaucher disease. Now coming to the another very important enzyme, that is here this 4th monosaccharide unit is bind to the ceramide. Here conversion of this to ceramide trihexoside, it requires the hexaminidase A and B both. Okay, and they will remove this N-acetyl galactosamine. Okay, so if this enzyme is deficient, hexaminidase A and B, it will lead to the Sandhoff disease. Sandhoff disease. Its features are similar to the Tay-Sachs disease. Okay, like cherry red spot, hyperacusis, macrocephaly, but in Sandhoff disease there will be hepatosplenomegaly will be there. Okay, remember Sandhoff disease, hexaminidase A and B enzyme is deficient. Now, if this sphingomyelin is converted to ceramide, here the enzyme is called as the sphingomyelinase. Sphingomyelinase. If this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Niemann-Pick disease. Okay, it has a similar feature just like Tay-Sachs disease. Okay, just like Tay-Sachs disease. Okay, so it will have a cherry red spot, hyperacusis, mental retardation, but there will be hepatosplenomegaly also in case of Niemann-Pick disease. Okay, now this ceramide is converted to sphingosine and fatty acid enzyme is ceramidase. If this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Farber's disease. And in here there will be painful nodules in the wrist joint. Okay, and features is just like rheumatoid arthritis. So this is frequently asked, which lipid storage disorder has features like rheumatoid arthritis. So your answer should be Farber disease, enzyme deficient is ceramidase. Okay. Now this ceramide trihydroxide is converted to lactosyl ceramide. Here there is an enzyme remover of galactose, and enzyme is called alpha galactosidase. Okay, and if this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to very important disease, that is called as the Fabry disease. Remember, it will lead to the Fabry disease. Now what are the features of this Fabry disease? So it is important that it is X-linked. Rest all lipid storage disorder are autosomal recessive. So here male are affected, it is a X-linked disease. Remember this. In case of mucopolysaccharidosis, there is a Hunter disease, that is X-linked. Here there is a Fabry disease, that is X-linked. Remember this. Now there is a Fabry crisis, there is an agonizing pain will occur. Okay. Then what are the other features of Fabry disease? Patient will have a renal failure. Remember, patient will have a angiokeratoma. Skin lesion, papules will be seen. Okay, you can see in the photograph also. Okay, this is a angiokeratoma. Then, so agonizing pain, renal failure, angiokeratoma, cardiac failure. Okay, and in urine, crystals are seen just like their appearance is Maltese cross. Appearance. You can see in the photograph also, this is a Maltese cross appearance of the urinary crystal that is seen in case of Fabry disease. So specialty is renal failure will be seen, angiokeratoma, Maltese cross appearance, agonizing pain. These are the features of Fabry disease. Very important. This Gaucher disease and Fabry disease are frequently asked question in the exam, in the competitive exam. Okay. Now this sulfatide galactocerebroside is converted to galactocerebroside, remover of sulfate group, and here the enzyme is aryl sulfatase. Okay, and if this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the metachromatic leukodystrophy. Okay, and if this galactocerebroside is converted to ceramide, enzyme is beta galactosidase. And if this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Krabbe disease. In Fabry disease, there is the alpha galactosidase enzyme is deficient. In Krabbe, beta galactosidase enzyme is deficient. And in Krabbe disease, mainly the mental retardation will be seen. In Fabry and Krabbe, okay, they will mainly affect CNS, so there will be no hepatosplenomegaly. Okay, in case of Fabry and Krabbe disease. And there will be globoid cell seen. So globoid cell leukodystrophy is seen in case of Krabbe disease. Okay. So this is all about the lipid storage disease. So I am revising again. So if hexaminidase A enzyme is deficient, it will lead to which disease? Tay-Sachs disease. Okay, where there is a cherry red spot and mental retardation and hyperacusis is seen, and no hepatosplenomegaly. Okay, if hexaminidase A and B both enzymes are deficient, then it will lead to Sandhoff disease. Features are same like Tay-Sachs disease, but there will be hepatosplenomegaly. Okay, if sphingomyelinase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to Niemann-Pick disease. Here also there will be hepatosplenomegaly and cherry red spot. Okay. Then if glucosidase enzyme is deficient or glucocerebrosidase, that will break down glucocerebroside to ceramide. If this enzyme is deficient, that will lead to the Gaucher disease. Okay. There will be pancytopenia, there will be hepatosplenomegaly, and very specific is wrinkled tissue paper appearance and Erlenmeyer flask deformity. Okay. Then if alpha galactosidase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Fabry disease. Okay. There will be angiokeratoma, renal failure. Okay, Fabry's crisis will be seen, and Maltese cross appearance of urinary crystal. And if beta galactosidase enzyme is deficient, beta galactosidase is deficient, it will lead to the Krabbe disease. Okay, and if there is a ceramidase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to Farber disease, which has the features just like rheumatoid arthritis. And if aryl sulfatase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the metachromatic leukodystrophy. And if there is an acid lipase enzyme is deficient, it will lead to the Wolman disease, which will lead to the adrenal calcification and other features just like other common lipid storage disorder features. So this is all about the lipid storage disease. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share my video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for my future video also. Thank you friends for watching. Bye.